Let's move in to our segment here, our consumer segment on LASIK. You know, you're always hearing about the very latest technology in LASIK. In fact, dentists advertise it. Everyone loves to talk about the latest technology. Well, first of all, I just want to tell you, technology doesn't mean anything without the great application of that technology. And also, what really is good technology, and does it matter if you have the latest technology? Let's talk about some of this technology when it comes to your eyes. So many of you are thinking about having it done, or you have friends or loved ones. Dr. John Dischler is founder of Dischler LASIK, and he's one of the most renowned surgeons in our area, nationwide, as a matter of fact. He's been written up in national magazines. He was one of the pioneers. Dr. John Dischler is with a patient, by the way, and this is Tricia Hunter. Officer Tricia Hunter. She's a police officer. Yes. And you want good eyes, don't you?
Absolutely. I do.
So what was your story? Did you wear glasses? Contacts?
I did for close to 40 years.
40 years. What made you decide to have LASIK right now?
For probably about 3-4 years, I thought about it, and every year went by, and I'm like, no, hold off, and every year went by. This year, I had extra money in my Flex account.
Good.
You know, so.
And that's a good point, the Flex account, because you can do it before taxes, which is a 25 to 40% savings.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we'll talk about it, but Flex savings is a great idea. So what did you do?
Well, I had heard about Dr. Dischler. I went on his website and I, looked. I asked around, asked a lot of people, how was it for you? Are you getting what you want? Did you get the results? And of course they were, they were happy with the results.
Were you a little nervous?
Absolutely.
Now, when you went there, isn't that a comforting office? I love their office.
It is. It is. It's very peaceful.
It is. And high tech, but not sterile, kind of weird.
Right, right. And everybody was so nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
And what happened?
Well, yeah, I went there, and I consider myself lucky because I waited the last minute, the last week of the year, and of course I have this money that I need to take care of, and they were able to get me in, and they got me in. I think I went in on Monday, I believe it is. Because I wasn't quite sure that they were going to be able to do my eyes.
Why? What was wrong with your eyes?
I had a double stigmatism.
Wow. What's a double stigmatism,
well,
Dr. Dischler?
She had really bad astigmatism. She had a lot of astigmatism. We've talked about that before. A lot of people have been told they can't have LASIK, but that's where the technology comes in. The newer
double stigmatism.
Well, that's sort of a lay term, but she had astigmatism that was severe, where her eyes were both farsighted and nearsighted at the same time. But because we use this very small scanning spot laser that's very, very precise, along with the other technologies, the eye tracker,
let's talk about
things like that, we were able to treat her. And in fact, I heard last time you were in, you were seeing better than 2020, like 2015.
Yes, 2015.
Which is really fantastic.
So let's talk about that. What is an eye tracker?
Well, in the beginning with the lasers, it was, and people still think this, that they have to look in the right spot, and if they look away, that they're not going to get the right treatment.
Here's what we have here now. What are we looking at here?
I don't know exactly what we're looking at, but the important point is that the eye tracker locks on the eye. It's a very NASA space sort of thing.
It locks on the eye. So let's forget about this, because
the eye can move around. Yeah, I don't think this graphic's helping us too much.
No, I think we might have the wrong graphic here, but in any case, go ahead.
But the eye tracker locks on the eye, so even if the patient moves their eye around quite a bit, they can move a lot during the procedure. It's still precise.
Yeah, they're afraid, like, oh my goodness, I can't move, it'll burn me.
Right, it'll be in the wrong spot.
Right, so the eye tracker kind of just moves with the eye.
Right, moves with the eye.
While it's doing what it needs to do.
While it's doing the treatment. So as long as the patient's looking in the general right direction, we can very reproducibly get the exact right result. And this is so important for patients like Tricia, where they have a lot of astigmatism. It's very critical to get the treatment in the exact right spot.
And scanning lasers.
And then scanning laser, the laser beam is a very, very tiny, people don't realize the old lasers were a big fat beam, kind of like your
and there's
your
a scanning laser,
And the new lasers, this is what we have, is a very, very fine beam. It's kind of like the size of a piece of angel hair pasta. It's very, very tiny, and it can move around and very precisely etch the exact shape that we want. And very, very quickly, most of the treatments take less than 30 seconds. I imagine your treatment was just a few seconds.
About 12, I think they said.
12 seconds per eye.
So this very fine beam can go around and just precisely put the treatment exactly where it's needed.
What about What about wavefront? What's that wavefront ablations?
Wavefront, you know, not to get too technical, but we try to reshape the eye but still leave it with its natural shape that is so good. Like, it's so important in police work to have good vision, good high contrast vision, so that you can see, you know, it's like cameras. And in daytime, seeing 20/20 isn't the whole story. You have to have good night vision, good vision under low light conditions.
And what are we looking at here, this chart?
And this is all the different wavefront type of errors that the human eye can have.
Oh, really?
And what we try to do, we map this for every patient, and we look at what all their wavefronts are.
So these shapes of their eye?
These are all, it breaks it down, kind of like music is broken down into notes. This is breaking down vision into all the individual little sub-parts of the shape that contribute to overall how we see. And we take that into account with the treatment. This is the custom part of the treatment.
And you do a wavefront ablation.
Wavefront or customized ablation, right.
So that, and so each program is exactly tailored to the person.
Right, we tailor to the particular patient's eyes, needs, and so forth.
So you literally map the eye.
Right.
Is it like a fingerprint? Is it that unique?
It is unique as a fingerprint, yes it is.
Okay, now what I want to talk about too is Dr. John Dischler and his crew will have some experts to answer your questions in our help center, so please keep that in mind. So when you call the show, 303 Martino is 627-8466. Just specify if you want to talk to the help center about LASIK or if you want to talk to us here on the air. Let's talk about all laser LASIK. We always hear about all laser LASIK. What's all laser LASIK?
All laser LASIK means you throw away the blade. You don't use a razor blade.
So there's nothing you do to cut on the eye.
There's no cutting. It's all done with lasers. Again, very precise, very reproducible, very quick recovery.
And a very thin flap because of that?
And a very, very thin flap. The flaps now are as thin as a sheet of paper, much thinner, which lets us, it's safer, and it lets us treat people that weren't able to be treated before, and it just results in a very pristine eye afterwards. And that's what we really want, because we need people like Tricia who are so important to protecting us.
Yes.
She's got to be able to see the good guys from the bad guys.
How is your, by the way, we do have a call, but how is your sight right now?
Fantastic.
Was it better than you thought?
A lot better, a lot better.
No glasses, no assistance?
No glasses, no.
Okay, we have Carolyn, I believe, on the phone who has a question for Dr. John Dischler. Carolyn, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, what's your question?
I have a question. I had LASIK done 11 years ago, and I'm now beginning not to read the small print again.
Yeah, that happens.
LASIK redone?
Can you? Okay, she had LASIK done 11 years ago,
right.
And now she's starting to see a little tiny fuzzy close-up. What do you think?
Well, it could be a lot of things. It could be her age, that she just is having problems with her reading vision. It could be something.
Can it be touched up?
It may be able to be. My recommendation, come on in. All of our exams are no charge. She can come in, get an evaluation.
So it's a free evaluation or complimentary evaluation.
Yeah.
So, but Dr. Dischler, you've done plenty of tune-ups.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's the important thing. You've done plenty of tune-ups. And again, on the medical savings accounts and the flex accounts, LASIK is covered. So in other words...
Absolutely. It's not a cosmetic procedure,
right.
Therefore it's covered.
So you can do it before taxes.
Right.
That's important.
Absolutely.
And that's what Officer Tricia Hunter did. Now, here's a special offer. It's the lowest guaranteed price custom bladeless LASIK. Please don't fall for those really low come-ons, because if you really compare the care before, during, and after, you will never get anything less expensive than here. 303-793-3000. A free consultation, as you just heard, or exam with no obligation, plus 24 months of financing with approved credit with 0%. That's 0%. So this is really a great deal.
And can I just show these binoculars?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So
you brought those. 303-793-3000 or on the web at Dischler.com, 303-793-3000. You want to show these binoculars. Tell me what these binoculars are all about.
Well, these binoculars we got for a show, and we have a couple hundred extra ones.
Really?
It was for a group of optometrists, for eye doctors. And these are really nice binoculars. They're made by Vivitar. They've got our name on them. But they're free for anyone that wants to come in and have a consultation. There's no obligation. We just will give you a pair just to come in and meet us and say hi.
So you're going to have these given away until they run out for anyone who simply books an appointment, a complimentary exam. So you don't have to worry. There is no obligation. Even if you don't have the surgery, decide not to have it, or you're not a candidate, you still get the binoculars.
Yeah, and they're really nice.
All right.